I can survive. Is there anybody in here have a testimony this morning that you've been through this and you've been through that? But the good news is you put it all in his hands. And because you put your this and because you put your that over in the Lord's hand, the first thing he did was he made you waterproof. The second thing he did was he made you fireproof. But the last thing I see between verse 3 and 4 is that he made me tamper-proof. Yes, he did. And I want to tell somebody that your enemies may be trying to take you out of here. Your enemies may be trying to kill you. But the good news is you can't be touched because you're tamper-proof. I'm out of here now. But I want to tell somebody about a little story that happened to me when I was growing up. Every Saturday morning I would go on the back porch and I had one particular toy that I used to love to play with, and there was a punching bag with a clown face on it. And what happened was every Saturday morning about 2 or 3 hours I would be out there with that punching bag. I would punch that bag with all my strength, with all of my might, and with everything on the inside. But what happened was that punching bag, every time I would hit it, it would go back up, but it would bounce back up. And I went to my mama. I said, Mama, you need to take this back to Toys R Us because something is wrong with it. But every time I hit it, it goes back up, but it bounces back up. She said, no, right there, ain't nothing wrong with it. It's not the thing, it's what's on the inside of the thing. And when I began to think about how my enemies had it bad for me, when I began to think about how they tried to kill me and how they tried to destroy me, they may have knocked me down, but just give me 3 seconds, I'm gonna bounce back. Is there anybody in the room got some bounce back power? Let me hear you say yeah. Say yeah. I'm out of here now, but I'm gonna close with this little story. There was a young man and a young lady. They had gotten married and they moved out of town. And what happened was the young lady's father had come to see them because they had just had their firstborn, his first grandchild. He was mighty happy to see him. When he got to the house, he noticed that the little boy was in the crib and he was crying and screaming to the top of his lungs. The granddaddy walked by the crib, picked up the little boy and began to rock him in his arm. But by this time, the young boy's father walked past the room and said, Daddy, put the boy back down. We don't want him to get spoiled, so put him back down in the crib. The granddaddy put him in the crib, but as soon as he put him back down, the baby started screaming again. But the granddaddy looked at his grandson and said, Your daddy told me not to pick you up, but I can't stand to see my baby crying like this. What happened was the grandfather climbed over in the crib with the baby. Now this time, the father came back around. He said, Daddy, what you doing? He said, well, son, you told me I couldn't pick him up, but you never said I couldn't get in with him, and I'm out of here now. But the reason that I survived is because the Lord got in some stuff with me. Is there anybody in the room? He ever got in some mess with you? Be not dismayed. Whatever betide, God will. I said God will. God will take care of you. Is there anybody in the room know that He will take care of you? Let me hear you say yeah. Say yeah. Yes, He will. I'm gone. Thank you, Pastor Raven, for this opportunity. opportunity. But before I leave, can I testify just one time? I don't know what you think about him. I don't even know what you know about him. And I may not know a whole lot about mathematics, may not know a whole lot about history, but one thing I do know, I know he's alright. Anybody know he's alright? Let me hear you say yeah. Let me hear you say yeah. No, he's alright. How do you know he's alright? Because one Friday evening, he died on Calvary. One Friday evening, they nailed him in his hands. They pierced him in the side, put a crown of thorns upon his brow. And y'all know what he did. He died. Yes, he did. He died unto the earth. Began to reel and rock like a drunk man. He died to the moon, dripped down in blood. He died, but that's not how the story is. They put him down in a borrowed tomb. And y'all know what happened? He stayed right there all night Friday, stayed right there all day Saturday. But early, I said early Sunday morning, y'all know what happened? He got up with all power. I said all power in the palm of his hand. And that